Ducks hockey. Isaac Rosenthal alongside Derek Armstrong, and joining us in the booth today for the first time, we've got a producer for the first time in like 5 years, so making everything happen on the laptop is Night Ducks in a while, and what a season it's been. Some of the other teams in the Pack 8 that are highly, so much in the regular season schedule, but with the way rankings work, I think that 2 spot is in this Oregon Ducks team, if you haven't heard.
Absolutely, and man, I was just thinking, up in Seattle is moving up to ace on Coach Orr. That's really exciting, but Nationals at the D2, and I was looking at the rankings earlier today, and it is very interesting. We've talked about it before, but it's all computer. It's an algorithm is what it is. You know, we don't have the luxury of all these coaches watching all the games and paying attention to the standings every year like rankings. It's all done by computer. Look at, and they're not teams in third or second.
You lose to really good teams like NCU's D2 team. GCU had won that game by 4 or 5, but I think they would have beat on the road. Homecoming for Riley Orr last weekend. And then with a empty net goal scored with 2 seconds left in a game that had been second game against Utah, I think they just sued also on Olympic ice, and that combination makes it tough.
Yeah, it's hard. You don't realize how much fatigue is a factor on Olympic ice and at altitude until, I mean, you get out there, and I'm sure third period came around of the third game in 3 days, and talk about the Ducks, when they go on the road, they don't have the
everything on the deck, but it is also a fun time on the bus.
The results, but you can just tell the team putting out there every night. The team's just really coming together. Far away, like we said, up and out. Let's be honest, is not as competitive. Put some style points out there. The Ducks, I remember asking for that auto bid for Nationals. You can't go out there expecting a cakewalk.
You really can't afford to do that on the. Been in some high-scoring games. They played Idaho, which is not the best team, but they played Idaho. They won one of those games 16-8. I don't even know what sport to compare
what
that score to
at that point.
But another they won one of those games as well, 10-1. So they can also put the defensive numbers up. Yep. They can pull the goals up. They've also got a 12-7 win against Washington.
Yeah.
So split against Washington State to kind of compare. Pac 8 team is getting better. That is in the D2 rankings. But one moment. That trip to Washington is a very talented Ducks team tonight, and their ability, they could put up a fight than it should be, but if they just take them and everything else coming up. Alrighty, we are try to stay as connected as possible, having smoothly. If it's an absolute disaster, we will talked about it a little bit, just staying focused. But
it's been a while, so forecheck, make them cause some turnovers, and hopefully pop one in early, and just get a lead and build on that.
And speaking of it's been a while, Travis Green between the pipes for the Ducks. His first start in Eugene, and
best pillows in town.
Oh, Fence will give chase there up by the West 55 named on their roster. He's the one who started the most game. Netminders, as there's a recovery. Bear with me here as we play Jersey. Taken away by Western Washington. Down low, back around, looking first period, first couple of shifts. What are you seeing?
I mean, not to say that the puck behind the net, go forecheck hard, and Western Washington's trying to break the puck out, and the Ducks are just hard on.
Kurt Fortney and Connor Rendell, also Charlie Marr on that offensive group, and Charlie, it's a Jersey number.
Yeah, on when teams get those sheets up there near the top for.
Kurt will do that. Blue sweaters tied. Chance to clear. Backhander puck comes right back to Austin behind.
Come help when you're ready.
Puck been glued. They can't get it beyond the blue line. Let's look at the game for the Ducks so far. And now back. Called his name a couple times. Estes. Look at that. Travis Green has something to do. Covers the puck up. 16:34 left in the opening frame, and he's got his first touch and a face-off coming in. The Duck
goes without saying. Get the puck effectively into the zone, and can you puck flick up the boards, and the Ducks just.
Gamble trying to slide it across, and this one's going to be sent the length of the cleared out the length of the ice the other way. On this year, this is I pointed to 6 points. He has 3 goals. If I had to guess, his 23.
That's a combo that Rendy. Here you go.
Rendy wants it. Speaking of Rendy, there is Connor Rendell firing a hard shot that goes wide. Fortney will be pushed toward the corner, but is able to move it back towards Austin Poltz, thinking about a one-timer for Hunter Voiles maybe, but pass wasn't there, and now a break the other way for Western, but they don't get a clean shot, and Austin Poltz will recover it. Long pass, and we must talk about hybrid icing being a top center if they kind of think that maybe they got it wrong, but again.
When they do break free into the zone.
Yeah, and that makes
puck, and then next thing you know, you're sliding across.
Boyven quite a few times in the past. At the blue line, they couldn't quite keep it in the zone, just offside. They haven't had a lot of the puck, but they've been weathering the storm.
Off of turnovers, and have had good looks at goal, but some high and wide, just like looking for that top corner. I mean, don't be afraid to put it down the goalie's pads and bang it home a rebound.
Nick Slayton will catch that one, throws it towards goal, but it doesn't get through. He'll catch it again. Another clearance. Period number 1. Slayton and Poltz there as well, and
that last change now, so can try to.
If you don't get Baird through on goal, and Knight.
He saw that defendant cut back in for a deke, so he was able to come far out of it.
It's away from Voiles, and it's a rush the other way for Western, but they forgot the puck. And now Gagan will recover it. Across one, Blue was going for the sports.
Evidenced by that.
But onside. And Kamar again behind the net. Its way through and now is sent cleared and iced by West.
Was Andrew Lee number 17 as well as Liam? And
now Charlie Marr rips a shot, but it's blocked. And Western Washington will recover it. Little dangerous there. I think they may have been not quite on the same page, but eventually they find each other. Now Hunter Voiles connecting with Austin Charnholm, who'll just fire it forward. Line across for Nick Slayton. Number 6, Hunter Voiles. Minchin in the neutral zone for Slayton.
It just followed Charnholm into the goalie to make a save.
Dom Estrada rolls, works an angle, takes a shot. Western with half a second to think, and he recovers the loose puck, and then has it still looking for the first goal of the game here.
A lot of time.
There we go.
You could see that one coming, and there's the duo we were talking about earlier. Kurt Fortney gets the puck in, lays it off the boards for his buddy, takes a hit in the set in front actually by Charlie towards the net, and as the puck's going in,
and they take the 1-0 lead that probably flipped the season. For
quickly executed screen.
Kicks into the corner. Clear.
These days, especially Connor in a while, old school hockey.
He had one goal this year. I forget which tender. I'm not sure if it found all of a sudden it's in the back of the net. He's going wide of the cage, 7:20, and he's sent to the ice by Griffin Minchin.
Just got his hands in on Nichols' waist and just said goodbye.
Intercepted by Strategos, and Minchin still loose, and now back into the neutral zone. Deflected before it ever.
They're exiting their zone and really clogging up the much.
It's a really nice sequence from It's Baird against two now. The Ducks will get a couple of new skaters up, and
Vikings had the good. It was a clean hit, right? He couldn't use the boards to fall into, and he didn't have enough space to fall completely and then hit the boards. So I think he just fell awkward and kind of crunched himself into the boards. So hopefully he's all right.
And it goes just
at that point. You're just passing it in.
Rendell decides to show mercy to the Vikings.
That's why that wasn't icing. Might have been what happened.
I think you got that one. Now a battle for it. Now Gagan battling, get back on side. Then he, 3:30, sending it the length of the ice for icing, and I don't think that was what was drawn up for the Vikings. At 1-0, I think that the Ducks have had, and here's a
for a high stick there. If they had
they pop right back up, right into the equipment.
Moving the puck well. I mean, at times here it looks like probably short bench, but not particularly.
Off the face-off, it is the Vikings dump it in once he does. And now Charlie Marr, collected by Slayton. Now Fortney. Now Rendy. Back to Slayton. On goal, and was knocked down, was loose there for a second. The Vikings found it first, but came right back to the Ducks. Here's Connor Rendell. And they score!
Right place, right time. I feel like instinct. Shovel it in.
Well, great for Western Washington. Back to Ragatsky, shot deflection.
To score goals. So I'm going to go right back there, and these, the 3 years, they're a thing of beauty.
Rookies wearing their old helmets, and the big hit, Rogo.
Wow.
He took a little bit of contact himself there, but definitely had the better of it. Chance for Western, and no, there isn't as a period, but really hard.
Yeah, I mean, just the Ducks around in their zone, and more opportunities, puck on net more. I mean, if you looked at the green in front, a body in front, and the other.
Scoreboard says, but in the intermission, we're going to show you. We'll take a quick break. We'll get our
First started skating when I was 4. Started playing hockey probably a year or two after that, just little rec league stuff. I mean, at first I didn't like it. The early morning practices were a struggle, but as I grew and sport grew on me, I loved it. Growing up, I played a lot of sports: soccer, baseball, basketball. Through high school, I played lacrosse for our high school's team. I'd say that'd be my second favorite sport for sure. It keeps me in shape, that's for sure. A lot of running, and they're very similar in terms of positioning, so I think that IQ kind of translates into both sports, so I think that's helped me throughout. I found out I was better at hockey for sure. My twin brother plays lacrosse, and I play with him, and he was always a little better than me, so I was like, I'm going to stick to the thing I'm good at, and so I don't get outshined a little bit. It's kind of always a twin battle, just see who's better at what, so we just stuck to what we're both good at. My dad grew up in Chicago. He made us start skating really young. The moment I found out he passed it was pretty tough. I took a huge break from hockey, all sports, just mentally clear my mind. I came back to hockey, and I got cut from that team I was trying out for, and that was a big blow because I felt like I kind of let him down a little bit. And I think where I am now, he'd be proud, just because of he always taught me to keep going, push through it. He always told us when we go to hockey games to be angry dogs out there. But that said, once you're off the ice, you need to be respectful and everything like that. Be a nice young man, and I think that's something I took to heart because, when I'm on the ice, it's game time, it's focus, but when I'm off the ice, you respect one another, you respect the other team, you respect the fans, etc., and I think that's kind of made me who I am today. It was a big problem in my life, but I think coming here has been a blessing for me, and it's just been solid overall.
right, everyone, we are back for the second period, hoping we have our connectivity issues somewhat figured out. I said this in the chat, but just if anyone's listening who's familiar with this kind of stuff, what's happening to us tonight is the computer, we're using an older MacBook, keeps defaulting off of the hardwired internet and trying to connect to Wi-Fi, even though Wi-Fi had been disabled. So we've turned the Wi-Fi on as a backup so that at least if it does that, it's connecting to something, but never had this problem before and hope to just haven't seen it. So if that sounds familiar, if anyone's ever had their computer always kick itself off of one network, if you've got a fix, let us know. We certainly aren't any happier or aren't happy about the connection tonight, but we won't dwell on that. We'll try to just continue to bring this game as well as we can. Pretty good first period for the Ducks. 2-0 the score. We liked what we saw. What do you want to see in the second?
I mean, much the same. Just keep the pedal pressed down and pucks deep in their zone. And the things that worked in that period were bodies in front of the net. The first goal was a screen, and the second one was two bodies in front of the net. And one guy tried to bang it home, hit the pad, bounced out, and the second guy put it in. So keep up the pressure. I mean, the neutral zone, the Ducks have just dominated. I mean, they're stuffing Western Washington at the blue line, and then when it does enter the neutral zone, Western Washington's hardly had any clean zone entries tonight. So, yeah, I mean, not much else to say other than keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, and want to say shout him out one more time if you missed us with his name earlier, but that feature produced by Knight Ureski, who's on the laptop tonight, throwing him into the fire. His first ever game doing this for us, and we're having all these internet issues, and I could barely get the camera working while I was trying to show him how stuff worked this afternoon. So it's one of those games. We'll do it live, and we're doing it live right now, underway for the second period, and the puck will immediately go back into that Western Washington zone again. They will find it, and they'll flip it out now into the neutral zone where Seth Platt backhands it, but only as far as Parker Gaudette for Western Washington. Now played off the boards for Minchin, evades a little bit of body contact, and then slides it across for Hunter Voiles, who will now slam the brakes on. Across for Seth Platt. Throws it on goal. Deflected. Rebound. Scores! Isaiah Strategos, and there's a fast start for the Ducks in the second period.
Yeah, that did not take long at all.
And just like you were saying, pucks on net and bodies around the net, and I think it was Seth Platt's shot there, right? Number 3, who had the shot. I think he may have been shooting for the rebound the whole time.
Yeah.
Kicked right into the stride of Isaiah Strategos, and that is goal number 4 on the year for number 14. Player who plays really hard every game, Isaiah.
I like the top shelf goals like everyone else, but just throwing it on the ice and cleaning up rebounds, it's effective.
And covered up there by Travis. Hasn't had the most difficult night so far, but that can be, I always feel for goalies, those nights where you're not challenged too much.
I think it's harder.
Can make it harder. Especially for somebody in Travis's situation, just his second game of the year, coming off of injuries. So not only is he having to stay focused, but he doesn't have the rhythm maybe that you'd have if you have 4 or 5 other starts on the year. So still a challenge for him. He's looked good and looks good in those pads as well, like we said. Really like the pillows. Now back around for Slayton. Rebound and pounced on.
Another example of puck up to the point. Doesn't even need to be a hard shot. I mean, he literally just lofted it in there through traffic. Goalie has to put a blocker on it, and a rebound's there. Just no duck in front to knock it home that time.
Fortney on the face-off win. Another one that we've said that a few times in the history of the Oregon hockey broadcast. Austin Poltz throws it on goal. It's deflected, and Vikings will find it first. It'll flip out of the zone now, and Austin Poltz will chase it down.
Defensemen are notably open for the Ducks on the point, and you can tell Connor Rendell there won the faceoff, curled around, started skating into the corner, but then found his D-man, D to D, shot on net. I mean, just fundamental hockey, but something I'm sure Coach Orr stressed in the locker room that he saw.
18:08 left in the second period. Voiles. Up for Marr. Too far in front of him, but the goalie's got to cover it up as he would have been there first. 17:52. Pretty good turnout tonight at the Rink Exchange. We hope to see you here in person tomorrow if you are in Eugene yourself. 8:30 start tomorrow. It's the closest we'll get to Pack 8 After Dark this year. Oh no, it's not. We got a 9:15 start against Washington later on, but 10 p.m. this year. Rendell with a shot, rebound, and that was an interesting decision. You and I both kind of recoiled at that.
I was like, he looked like he was almost just going to put it in his own net.
He played that behind his own goaltender, but
he did.
That was scary.
It worked, I guess.
Charlie Marr with a shot, doesn't get through. Now Gamble for Western Washington, one of the two Gambles. Now Kyle Hoffman in his own zone off the boards, but Charlie Marr intercepts. Now Minchin, now Voiles. Shot off some skates before it gets anywhere. Rogaski in front of the bench will just dump it in as the Ducks go for a line change. They're now still not yet back on side. Now they are. And Travis Green once again will just cover it up with 16:36 left in period number 2.
That was kind of a silly delayed offsides. It was just as soon as one person would clear the zone, the other one would just go right back in because of the door. They were just changing on the bench, and the ref was like, "Guys, you're still offside."
Still offside. My arm's getting tired. All right. Seth Platt will collect it. Pat Routson out there with Minchin and Charnholm. Or no, sorry, that was Strategos. Holtz off the pillows. Loose puck there. Strategos shot fired wide.
Airmail.
Minchin back for Seth Platt. Looking for a deflection, just knocked down though by Charnholm. Ends up finding a Western Washington stick and a blocker save for Travis Green. And an icing coming up against the Ducks with 15:56 left, second period.
Minchin ices the puck and then glides to the bench as if he's going to change. One of our referees, Bathke here, just kind of laughs at him like, nope.
Good old Bathke. Big collision. Puck squirts out of play. 15:46 left period 2.
Holtz never shy to finish a check. Saw the opportunity in the corner, rubbed his man out.
Lead for the Ducks. Early second period is that shot. I think that was the best chance of the game so far for Western. Travis saw it the whole way though. Jimmy Gagan rips it around the boards. Damas Strada will get to it. Now back for Gagan again. Right in front, and no one was there to get a clean stick on it. No harm, no foul, though, as it's right back for Gagan. Now backhanded again. Ducks will keep it behind the net. Now it's lost, but they'll go back to fight for it again. Baird. Shot through. Rebound is there for Gagan, and boy, there was a lot of cage. Just too much time to think, and what a shot from the point from Liam Baird, and it's 4-0.
Couldn't tell if Dom was definitely setting a screen in front there. Not sure if he got a tip on that or if it deflected off something straight into the net.
Maybe.
Again, just simple goals. Simple goals. Get the puck up high to the D-man and fire the puck on net and have traffic in front. I mean, it's a recipe for success out here.
I think was it maybe tipped by Nick Slayton just because he was leading
maybe a high tip
the
there
line, but
Dom pointed back as if it was Baird. I mean, he was the one who fired the puck, so he definitely set that up. But
and they do give it to Baird. So for Liam, that's his 7th of the season, 15th point. And right in front again, and that puck almost found the back of the net. Oh, Rendell. Fortney.
Oh! Is that goal scorer Kurt Fortney? Rendell with the assist. They kind of swap roles there. What a feed. A little saucer pass down by Rendell, and man, Kurt just out taking this right to the net. Beeline. Little shimmy. Backhand over the goalie's pad. How do you do?
That was one of the dirtier things I've ever seen Kurt do.
That was filthy.
That was filthy, sir.
I think he heard us just talking about his assists all night. Said I can do other things too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow. That's all I gotta say. So that's more like it. Ducks lead swells to 5-0 in the first 6 minutes of the second period. And the goals coming from everywhere. Now here's Charlie Marr, Rendell, Fortney, the offensive group. And that'll be sent to length of the ice for an icing against the Vikings. That's a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Rolls off.
Feeling good. Cross for Platt. Rebound. For you. Twist. Tipped by Minch. Big
puck, and then Westard
got rebound. Grogo wants that goal, man. I want him for him too. Rebound there for Bear.
When the Ducks get set up here, Western Washington, they're really caught flat-footed. Just kind of standing still in the defensive zone, and the Ducks are cycling around. They can hit their points.
Oh, nice shot block there from Rogaski. As this has been a good shift, though, from Western Washington. They had that last great chance where Andrew Gemmell was trying to set up Parker Gaudette, just couldn't get to him cleanly enough. And now Liam Baird on the puck for the boys in white. Being hounded a little bit. Jimmy Gagan got a touch on it, and interference, maybe? No? Looked a little uncomfortable there.
Looked like it was almost like knee on knee, and that can be awkward.
Had no penalties yet in this game. A little surprising. Not surprising because there's been a whole bunch I think have been missed. Just surprising because there haven't been any. Nice move by Gagan, but couldn't finish it off.
Yeah, Gagan's got to be careful here. Ever since getting that, he got banged up a little bit in center ice, and he's kind of wasn't happy about it, and throwing a couple shots around as he skates around, but he's off the ice now.
How many times have we seen it where a guy takes a hit that he's not happy with and then retaliates, and then he's the one who ends up getting called for
a little bit of human instinct to it, but that's where the smarter player keeps their cool, because the last thing the Ducks need right here in a 5-0 hockey game is giving Western Washington opportunity to get their feet wet.
little Nirvana with Western Washington opponent in town. Vikings from Bellingham, but I don't think that's too far from Aberdeen.
Ooh.
Big hit there in front of the Ducks bench.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty. He's gone. He's out.
He's got to be done.
At least to the box. We'll see. No, they're saying he's gone. Absolutely thrown out of the game.
Just speared somebody on the bench.
Yeah, Hoffman gunning for a hit. Ducks player kind of threw it back at him. Voiles threw it back at him.
If he's got anything less than 5 and a 10, then I don't understand how he stays in the game.
I mean, the problem here is I don't think the Ducks are totally innocent. I think he kind of fell over the boards a little bit. I think a Ducks player might have grabbed his stick or, just tried to mess with him a little bit as he was leaning over into the Ducks bench.
They're going to give a penalty to the Ducks, too.
Holding
I'm sorry, man. That's gutless.
Yeah, holding the stick.
I don't care if you've got your stick held. Like you can't go after a dude on the bench.
Yeah,
and I'll call it if Liam Baird was grabbing his stick too. That's not a great play either. I would be pretty upset with that. But
no, that's not great. But holding a stick versus an absolute spear into someone's gut is a little different. So
that's pretty bad, man. That's pretty not great from Kyler Hoffman.
Yeah, he's having fun. He's got his glove off. He's waving to the Ducks at center ice, and the Ducks are just pointing at the scoreboard. So some class here by Hoffman.
He's going to make some friends here. And somebody who is not a rink employee is telling these people to leave. That's also not your job, dude. And I think they're going to escort Hoffman out of the. He's done.
Obviously, we're Ducks stream here, but that's just he took his stick and jammed it into a Ducks player's stomach on the bench. I mean, spearing, I believe, is a major 5-minute penalty, no matter what. And I guess the refs at least deemed it egregious enough too that he is early night for him.
So it looks like we're gonna get 5 and 2.
So 4 and 4 for 2 minutes, and then the Ducks will have 3 minutes after that to score as many power play goals as they can.
Yeah, so it'll be 4 on 4, and then a Ducks power play for 3 minutes if nothing else changes.
Yeah. And they will be able
That's going to be, I mean, it's this whole game, we've got basically half a hockey game left now. It's already 5-0, and we've just had a moment that can really set tempers off.
Yeah.
So the Ducks have got to keep their cool here. That's really what this comes down to. Let Western do that. If that's what Western wants to do, if that's the kind of hockey team they want to be, fine. But the Ducks have got to keep their heads here and just make them pay for it. A lot of open space for 2 minutes, 4 on 4, and then it'll be the first power play of the game for the Ducks.
We'll see. I mean, we were just commenting on how clean of a hockey game it was. So
that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, not that long ago, but it feels like it.
So anyway, back to we'll get off our high horses here and back onto the ice in front of us as Strategos will work on that one. And cleared the length of the ice. Travis Green will put the glove down on it. 10:09 left. It is Coulter Lynch who will serve the penalty. His first 2 penalty minutes of the year for Western Washington. Only his second appearance of the year.
That's kind of sad. Your buddy gets the 5-minute major. It's like, hey, go serve it. I think we're working with the scorekeeper here because more than 1 second passed on the clock, I would believe, in that sequence of play.
That's the old penalty timer enable button that they forgot to click. And So yeah, we're gonna give Steven a minute to figure out the scoreboard down there.
Looks like the game clock went down, but the penalties didn't start, so they're. I think the rink just got a brand new, scoring system. I know that the local adult hockey league here has a new website for stats and scores and schedules and everything. I think that's linked up with what we see on the scoreboard.
So it'll be 4:36 and 1:36 left on the penalties when they get it fixed.
With the break in the action, we have some fans walking up to Liam Baird in the penalty box asking for a selfie.
Those two look pretty cozy down there, don't they, with the blanket?
Yep.
Been jealous of them. We gotta work on getting maybe a space heater up here for us. I'm finding it a lot colder today than I usually find it here. It's always a cold rink, but feels a little extra cold today. All right, back to the task at hand. The minute 36 left on Baird's penalty and 4:36 left on the major and 10:06 left in the second period of a 5-0 hockey game. A 5-0 hockey game that, as we've been saying, just got a little more interesting. Slayton, shot, save.
Those ones will be easy for Sanders. Sees it the entire way.
Charlie Marr circling around. Again, lots of open ice at 4-on-4. Still it's Charlie Marr firing a shot that rebounded and almost went right back to him for a second lap. Instead, it's collected by Andrew Gamble of Western Washington. And now backhanded, a little dangerous, but back for Gamble. Across ice. And that's Mark McDonald, another Western vet. Isaiah Strategos got to stick to that, but couldn't control it, and now Gamble will turn up ice the other way, firing a shot that deflects high into the netting, and we're 30 seconds away from the 4-on-4 expiring, with 9:01 left in the second period. The faceoff fell right back for Western. Rebound is there, and Travis Green will dive at it, pushed it into the corner, where Western finds it. And they score.
What a shot.
Ripped shot through there, and it's 5-1.
Bar down from the point. Wrist shot just lofted in there. Looked like Travis was maybe screened a little bit. As soon as the shot went off, you could see him look, and he dropped down, and the puck was flying straight up and just nicked the underside of the crossbar and dropped down.
So 5-1 still. 18 seconds left on Liam Baird's penalty.
Like we said, those games for goalies, they can be the hardest, where you're hardly seeing any shots all night, and then like here it's
and that was a tough shot under any circumstances.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean that's going to be most goalies, unless you're 6'7". Maybe Connor Hellebuck will stop it, but.
Fortney for Voiles. The Ducks are on the power play now. One-time shot goes behind the goal. Now back around. It's a 3-minute major effectively for the Ducks. So they've got time to pump in a few if they can. Fortney. Holtz. Backhanded shot. Rendell save made. And cleared. And maybe a shorthanded chance for Western, but taken away by Liam Baird. Here's Liam again. Fortney. Poltz. Fortney. Deflection, looking for Voiles in the slot. It goes instead into the corner where it's collected by Kurt Fortney. Now back across to Poltz. Now Baird again. One-timer blocked. Right back to Voiles though. Now Poltz. Pops a shot through, off some shin pads. Western tries to clear, can't get it out of the zone. Voiles, back to Poltz, back to Fortney. Little hard bounce off his stick, right back across looking for Rendell. Intercepted by Western, but right back to the Ducks. Now Baird, 1:29 left on the man advantage. Austin Poltz, one-timer, goes into the corner. Baird again. Voiles, Rendell, Voiles, Poltz, Fortney, Poltz at the blue line, looking through traffic, he scores!
Wow, found a sliver of a hole there. Just hard shot on the ice. Sanders just couldn't quite get down in time, just right through the 5-hole.
So it's back to a 5-goal lead, and the Ducks still have 1 minute and 5 seconds left of power play time, and that puck barely left the zone since the power play started.
Yeah, they did a good job moving around. I like the setup that Coach Orr and Coach Vivian have. They've got a bit of like an umbrella going. Poltz, Fortney, and Baird up top, kind of working it back and forth, looking for a hole. And then you got Connor Rendell and Voiles both setting screens. Connor a little bit higher up in the slot, and Voiles as best he can right on top of the goalie. And between Voiles and Rendell, those are two big bodies, so it's going to be tough for the goalie to see shots if they can get them through.
A new power play unit out now with Gagan, Strategos, Mayer, Slayton, and Charnholm. And watch big number 27. He's got a cannon on the power play. One-timer scores! Jimmy Gagan makes it 7-1.
The opposite side of the cannon we were thinking about. Charnholm was on the left, but the puck goes flying across, and I mean, Gagan, what a shot. That's, I mean, honestly, that's his best Austin Charnholm impression right there. So.
Yeah. That was a familiar goal, but with a different jersey number than we've seen before on the Ducks power play.
Yeah.
Back to a 6-goal lead now, and still 30 seconds left in the man advantage, and there's Strategos firing a shot in wide. Charlie Marr. There's Charnholm. Back for Slayton. Back across toward Charnholm, but just too far in front of his stick. Slayton now. Charnholm again. Slayton looking for the one-timer, but couldn't collect it on his stick was Gagan. Back now for Jimmy Gagan, and we're back to 5-a-side hockey. Looking again for the one-timer, needed a little more clean. And it's cleared, but only as far as the face-off dots where Nick Slayton will collect it. 5:15 left in the second period. Chance for the Ducks. Estrada! Scores!
No, it's being called off by the ref. Interesting call. I mean, obviously I can't see the vantage point that the ref had, but Dom took one swing at the puck. There wasn't a whistle. Couldn't see it from here, but seemingly it was loose, and Dom just poked it in.
They're gonna go with the call on the ice. We've got no replay to look at here. I guess it's inadvertent. I guess they're saying an inadvertent interference, but I don't know, man.
I think it came down to the puck was covered, and he just kind of like banged at the pad and knocked it in. But I mean, there wasn't a whistle, so like, what do you expect Dom to do there?
Yeah, exactly.
He'll feel a
little robbed. I feel robbed for him. Nice glove save there.
Dom's a high energy guy. Not dressing every night this season, so this is a big game for him to get out there and get a bunch of playing time, and you know, I'd love to see him on the score sheet. But hey, plenty of hockey left here for him to get more looks.
Such a nice dude. One of my favorite guys on the team. Just always always super nice and really easy to root for. Plays really hard. And
also seems like it's his 7th year on the team or something.
Feels
one of those
about
guys
that way, yeah.
That's been around forever.
Setting those longevity records, and he's always been like a really big physical dude, but he's gotten so much better as a hockey player too, and would just love to see him on the score sheet.
Yeah, I mean that's credit to Coach Orr, Coach Vivian. They're building a really good team here, and they got great team strategy, structure, systems that they work on every week, but individual player development has been really good as well.
Now Griffin Minchin behind the net out there with Stas Pufkov and Estrada. Now Seth Platt. Estrada turns and sends it toward goal again. You can just hear it on the bench too. The bench wants that goal for him. That shot caroms wide. Seth Platt for Pufkov. Back to Seth Platt.
Yeah, you can
And now
just see
cleared the length of the ice.
The strategy for that line, that shift was Dom, plant your butt in front of the goal, and everyone else get the puck on net. Nearly worked out.
Here's Voiles. Platt. Shot was blocked and
wow, I was kind of, I'll be honest, I'll be honest, I was looking around, hard to say, I mean, he just fell over and fell on top of the Western Washington stick, but it did kind of seem like he was intentionally holding his stick and preventing him from breaking free down the ice.
That was one where you and I both kind of stopped talking for half a second and looked for the arm, but no penalty apparently.
Yeah, Western Washington bench definitely feels like that should have been a penalty.
Well, I think Western Washington has
good case on that one.
Lost the right to complain, though, in the grand scheme of things in this game about player conduct. But on that occasion, I think the Ducks did maybe get a little lucky.
Who knows? So far, it looks like it was just one bad egg in Hoffman, and his night ended early.
Rendell! Oh, what a sound that is off the pipe. And a chance now for Gamble. A good stick work from the Ducks. Not out of danger yet, and the shot goes wide.
It's a nice save by Travis. Puck found its way to the high slot all day to put one on net, and they went high on him again. That's what worked earlier, but he was good on that.
Underway once more. Nick Slayton with 2:20 left in the second period. Jimmy Gagan. Oh, trying to make a nice play there for Baird. Just couldn't quite get on the same page. Now Baird will battle for it. And Western will come away with it, but they can't get it out of the zone once again. Now they'll just skate it out of the zone to Andrew Gamble, going the length of the ice, but the puck knocked away from him, and here's Gagan. Gagan with Baird, also has Nick Slayton bearing in. Liam will find it. Rolls around to Poltz. Poltz shot deflected high there. And right back, as Poltz again will get a stick on it. It goes behind the Viking net, where it was played by Mark McDonald. Now right back for Baird, but had to kind of just shoot it half-heartedly.
Didn't seem to realize how much time he had.
Slayton
wow.
Backhand, 8-1.
Just casually picks the puck up on the blue line, keeps it in. Uses his body really well there, positioning to just back it right into the slot, almost like he's backing down a center in the post, and then those backhands can be tough to read for goalies, so he caught him off guard with, it wasn't even, there's no wind up, he's just kind of gliding in, he's backing, poor Sanders is looking at his number, and it's like, what's